Good morning, everybody. Sean back with you, getting ready to kick off a new one. I've actually started on this on the connecting up. Punch out is the board set, and it's kind of funny because you got two monitors in that Nintendo setup. So I've had to kind of integrate a something to be able to switch between monitors. So what I have done so far is this is my little video thing that I've made. I'm going to take a look at it. All the way to the right there you got red, green, blue, and in the middle there is sync, and I believe that is audio on the far left to switch between the audio channels. But yeah, I've kind of put together a little bit of a something here, and I've made some extensions out of some ribbon cable. I've made two of them, and then I just got some random wire out here. I got a 2856 connector for the edge, and I've got one of these to go into that. And if we come over here, we have, these are the original connectors that connect the sync lines and whatever they connect between boards, between right here and right here and right there. Well, I made those extensions so that I can actually open them up. So, and that'll be demonstrated later. But this is the punch out set that I'm going to be looking at. So let me finish up this stuff here. Finish building my harness. I've got on the I don't have it up on the screen. I've got the pin out ready to go and everything, and just kind of wire this thing up, and it's going to be a lot of prep work in making a proper connecting setup, really. Kind of an oddball thing with having two monitors and two audio channels that you need to check and stuff. So I will get to that. Let me go ahead and pull the pin out up, finish my connecting setup, and we'll be good to go. Well, I believe I have my harness complete. Here, it's a two-piece harness. I made this plugs into my, right here, and this comes over and plugs into the video thing here, like this. And then these obviously connect together. So I made it kind of two-piece removable. So yeah, I think we're ready to hook these things up and see what happens. Okay, I got the punch out PCB hooked up. There's my little video board thing. Edge connector. And right now I just got it hooked up as it would be. And as you can see here, there's goofiness. The player character is all goofed up. I'm just going to suspect ROMs right off the bat on that. Glass Joe looked good. This looks good. Yeah, I think it's either bad ROM sockets or a bad ROM or something like that. Something looks pretty simple, maybe. And it's got color issues. This is not right. and that color is not right. So there's some color problems, which I don't think are a big deal. I'm going to try my switch thing here, and I'm going to switch the red, green, blue, and sync to the top, and that's the top monitor. And that looks perfect. I don't see anything weird about it. So it's all basically color, some color issues, and sprite issues with the player character, which shouldn't really be. I mean, like I said, I'm thinking just ROMs. I'm going to go through and reseat the ROMs, and I think I will verify them. I'll probably pull them out, read them, verify them, make sure the data's good, and go from there. This screen looks really good. There's the splash, which looks good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. That's the top monitor. Let's go ahead and switch back to the bottom monitor. Okay. And yeah, that's the issue there. I mean, the green guy, his shape is, it's kind of doubled. See that there? Maybe shoulder, I don't know. This may not be just ROMs. Oh yeah, he's doubled. I see 2 boxing gloves. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some goofiness going on there, along with color issues. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to separate these and get to that, the board with all the video ROMs on it. This guy right here. Get to that board and take a look at those ROMs first thing. I'm going to verify them in my reader. Put them against ROM ident and make sure the data's good. One more thing I just noticed. The top monitor is being shadowed on the bottom monitor. The top monitor stuff, like the Challenger and the player over here, the whole top monitor is kind of shadowed on the bottom monitor, if you can see that. So that, yeah, see the power meters down here? That is interesting. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, you can see the top monitor in the background, the guy holding the belt right there. The top monitor is being kind of shadowed, if you will. See, that's the top monitor right there. Okay. Yep. Interesting. Okay, I got the board opened up with my little extensions that I made, and I just pulled the sprite, the player, the green grid guy. I pulled the sprite ROMs out for that guy right here. And if you look over here, number one, you can see the blue data, the blue information from the top screen bleeding down into the bottom screen. So it's like blue is going to both screens. The blue information from both monitors is ending up on both monitors. So I'm kind of wondering if that is my setup, to be honest. But I don't think so, but I can easily check that, which I will do. I'll just make sure I don't have some kind of a weird short going on the blue to where it's going to both monitors at the same time. So I'll have to eliminate that possibility. This is all the top monitor. It's just the blue from the top monitor, which is weird. But you can see the player information, his like outline. I don't like how it gets flaky like that when it moves. When it moves, it gets flaky. Like that. But his outline is correct. It's the data that is filling it is what is not correct. So, yeah. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the blue on my setup to make sure it's not going to both monitors at the same time. So let me do that. I'm going to put the ROMs back in the board, and I'm going to start poking around the data signals and make sure that the data signals look good. You know I just said I was going to check my setup to see if the blue was bleeding through to both, but I switch it to the top monitor. If that were the case, all of the blue stuff from the bottom monitor would end up on here too, and it doesn't. So this is a logic problem. I'll have to look at the schematic. I really need to print the schematics off because they're a lot of pages and it's kind of hard to follow if you don't just lay it out. But I'll have to look at where the information it comes up and goes out to the, to the respective monitors or whatever, because they're bleeding together somewhere, like a mux is not working right or something weird's going on. But this is the top monitor. You can see there is no bleed over at all into the top monitor. So this is a logic problem on the bottom monitor side. So yeah. First things first, first thing I want to do is get the character right. Okay guys, I've just been kind of poking around a little bit, and I'm checking the data bus on these ROMs and the address bus on these ROMs. And I have found something flaky, funky. Come over here and we'll look at the schematic. These two guys right here make the bulk of the video address bits. These two 273s. Video address bit 5 comes off of pin 15 of 8J. Pin 15 of 8J is video address 5, and here are those ROMs. And video or address bit 5 is on pin 5. So there should be a short between 8J pin 15 and pin 5 on the ROMs. Well, we can look. I'll take my oscilloscope and put it on pin 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15. This is address bit 5 for the video address coming off of the latch. Looks great. Now if I probe on pin 5 of the ROMs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that is no good. And that's supposed to just be a short. There is a bad trace. Video address bit number 5 is non-existent. That is going to be a big problem. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Kind of look at it and find out where it's broke. Fix it and then see what we get. Okay guys, if you can see right there, I kind of scraped the traces back so that I can fix this. But there is there's no continuity across that pad. There's some corrosion only on that pin. It was kind of weird. In that area, and it kind of ate away the pad there a little bit. But I've kind of peeled the masking off, and I'm gonna fix that trace. I'm not even going to bother putting this socket back in because it's not used anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that, and then I would imagine our player guy, our green grid guy, should be fine after that. Okay, and there is the fix. I just put a strand of wire down through the hole and soldered it in, and soldered it down to the trace, and then kind of flowed solder over it to the other side on the trace, and there is continuity now to all the ROMs. So that is the fix. Now I'm going to put it back together, put the set back together, and plug it in and see what happens. Okay, we are hooked back up. There's the fix, and we're hooked back up, and you can see the green grid guy is now perfect. So we got that taken care of, but you can see that the color blue is still bleeding down to the lower monitor from the upper monitor. So we'll have to just follow the video signals, and where they are muxed together, there has to be blue always getting through or something. Should be kind of easy to find. So that'll be next. We got the green guy good, so that's good. Now we get to figure this this color problem out. All right, well, we'll get to it. I'm gonna look at the schematic and kind of, find out where the upper monitor and the lower monitor come together, and go out to the screen and kind of look at that. Okay, really quick, I did go through and did a continuity test between the two blue signals coming off of the edge here, and there is no continuity between the two blue signals on here, so it is a board problem. So I'll hook back up and look at the schematic and kind of go over it. So we got blue blue data going to, from the top monitor, going to the bottom monitor as well. It shouldn't be going to the bottom monitor, but it is. So I've got two blue signals mixing together, I think, is what's going on. So I got my regular blue for the bottom, and the blue for the top is also on the bottom. So I'm getting way too much blue. So at least that's what looks like what is going on. So we'll look into that and find out what is going on. Okay guys, I had it unhooked and I hooked it back up. Reset the edge connector apparently, I don't know. And it's perfect. This is the bottom monitor and there's no blue on it. You can see now it's no blue. Boy, that's bright. Okay, there we go. You can see now there's no blue there. No top monitor bleeding through. I don't know. It must have just been the edge connector, how it was positioned or something. I don't know. As I re-hooked it back up, I didn't do anything to it. Very weird. But now the bottom monitor is perfect. Yeah. Knock him out. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. And this screen, you could see the guy holding the belt at the bottom. Remember that? So yeah, all I got to do now is test the sounds. Do a little bit of a sound test and that should be it. So I'll hook up my amplifier, my Nintendo amplifier, and we'll test out some sounds. Okay guys, I've got it hooked back up. We're going to do our sound test. So let's go and put a coin in. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then count it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're counting down. And I'll have my hand on the audio. Back to the other channel. Cool. Working good. My setup works good. A little switch the audio channels here. Awesome. Well, there it is. I'll let this one run for a good 3 hours at least and call it good. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you on the next. And by the way, want to give a thanks to Adam from One Circuit. Watching his punch out videos really helped understand the hardware and stuff and where to look for stuff. So thank you, Sensei.